question.
Why isn't Leonard? Why isn't, or maybe you can answer Broner about Billions not promoting the fight?
It's not even about. Let me answer that. It's not even about that, because again, I acknowledge his company. He has a very good company, but we all got to start. We all got to start somewhere. He has a great team. They have a great situation. They got some very good talent, and he's gonna get to where he needs to get. It just doesn't happen overnight. And it's the same with us. We didn't start out, and it's okay because we all together. I mean, you know what I'm saying? All together, working together, trying to help. But I think the world of this young man. He gets a little off track a little once in a while, But again, it's like his fight game is off the charts, man. And for MF to sit there and say he's a plus 500, Adrian Broner ain't no plus 500 to nobody. He fight his ass off. And I think this is the kind of challenge that you need. See, I can recall when, I'm not comparing the fights, but I can recall when Floyd fought Diego Corrales. Diego Corrales was sweeping. He was killing everybody. But, it's like, those are the kind of things that you need to kind of really, and I'm sure leaving from this and knowing that when everybody's against him, and it's like, Mikey's had a tremendous career thus far, but he ain't done nothing like that to be for the people to disrespect Adrian in that kind of way. Somebody's had some outside issues, and thank God he was able to wake up this morning and see another day. And he knows, I think at this point, is that I'd be damned if Adrian will come in this fight and let y'all be able to walk away and say, oh, he got beat by Garcia. In my eyes, Mike Garcia ain't gonna beat Adrian Broner.
Now let me ask you this. When you face off with him, do you lick your chops knowing you got a huge size advantage?
I don't look at boxing like that, man. I just know, man, his skills ain't better than mine.
Yeah.
Adrian, what do you think about his chin? Because he mentioned he got dropped twice. What do you think about his chin?
I mean, like I said before, we don't know how much he can take.
And see, one thing I do know is that early on in your career, you put in the right fights, and I know what situation he come from, meaning Mikey, from the TR situation. He's put in the right fights at the right time, but he's also an exceptional fighter. He's a tremendous puncher, he's a sharpshooter, but I really, and just being just totally honest, I ain't really seen nothing he can really do better than Adrian. I'm just being honest. I can see him a lot of y'all, but I just really ain't seen nothing that he can do better. He's a very, very good fighter, and so is Adrian. And this is the kind of fight that when everybody is against him, that he's gonna rise to the occasion, because I know Adrian's saying himself, he ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that. I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna prove to y'all that I was one of the most talked about fighters, and will continue to be one of the most talked about fighters, because watch this performance that I'm gonna put on. And guess what? The ball's in this man's court.
So to piggyback on that, Leonard, it keeps getting billed like this is the toughest challenge of his career. Where do you rank Mikey in comparison to the opponents that he has had? Do you think this is a challenge of his career? He said match our records. If I fought who he fought, I'd have 35, 36 knockouts. Do you share the same? Where do you rank Mikey in his opponents?
I think on paper, he's the best fighter that he's been up against to this point. But come that night, I think that he'll be able to answer those questions. I see it as that you got two highly skilled fighters. You got two highly skilled fighters being able to compete against each other. But everybody's basing this on Adrian's outside stuff. Everybody's basing this stuff on Adrian. But when that man, when he's focused and he doing his thing in the ring, he's tough to deal with. He's tough. He's tough. And so is Mikey. But it's a little different. It's a little different.
We was supposed to do all, but I'm doing my camp. I'm in Colorado.
Did he give you a serious look though?
Hell yeah, we was both serious. I mean, we was both serious. I mean, we're gonna eventually spar each other. Get some work, you know.
On paper,
We're boxers, man. That's big pro.
if he's not in competition, he gonna be 150.
Is he with the level that you fought at? You know, we asked you about fights, but we never really asked you about them from the fighter perspective. From the outside looking in, what do you think that Mikey Garcia does well? I'm not going to ask you what he does bad because that's what you'll take advantage of. But what do you think he does well?
Up from the outside looking in.
Yeah, if you were commentating the fight,
He sweep his hair to the right with gel. He was real good.
Broner, do you feel disrespected by the media and odds makers counting you out?
Listen, coming from where I come from, man, my back been against the wall since I was 6 years old. You know, every day I used to wake up and go to class, and my teacher used to always tell me I'll never be shit. This is nothing.
What does this fight mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot, not only to me, but for my career. You know, my legacy. I'm just building my legacy, man. And this will be a great, a real big mark in my career.
Leonard, we asked Adrian about Mayweather McGregor, and he said it'd be a live bank robbery and Floyd won't get arrested.
I wouldn't go to the extreme to saying that. I mean, everybody know what it is as far as Floyd's been the best, and Conor McGregor, he's been the best in his sport, and we have a tremendous event. I mean, you know, got to see what the guy brings to the table come August the 26th. But I'm not here to talk about Floyd and McGregor. This is all about Adrian and Mikey and their fight, which is going to be a tremendous fight. And again, I'm really, really looking forward to be in my front row seat and watch, you know, these two go at it, because I know Mikey's very, very confident. He's very, very confident, and everybody's counting Adrian out. Again, I showed this to Floyd the other night when he was at the skate ring. He was like, plus 500. He said, that's the most disrespectful shit I've seen. I said, yeah. I was like, wow. I just cannot believe that just how sometimes the odds makers and the media, and not as a whole, can be so gullible, because everybody you talk to is picking Mikey Garcia, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it, because everything that Mikey can do, in my eyes, Adrian does it better. Adrian does it better, and he ain't been in there with nobody like him, and vice versa. Mikey's a slick little. Mikey's not your typical. You know, if you wanna say from a stylistic standpoint, Mexican boxer. He's not. He got slickness to him, but it's a little different rhythm when you're in there with somebody who's got a lot of that and who can punch and who's a great thinker. I think it'll all come together, because trust me, the last thing Adrian Broner want to do is come out of that ring as a loser that night. This guy is gonna make him. He's gonna force him to step up, and that's why you want to see Adrian in the best shape of his damn life, because these guys ain't gonna be able to have bragging rights and say, oh, he lost to him. The other stuff that's happened in his career, that shit is behind him. He got a young gun in front of him, a young gun where everybody is picking to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? And again, I personally have the utmost respect for Mikey, because we made a great run out of him himself. I would be sitting here lying to y'all if I didn't think that he was a tremendous fighter. It just goes to show you how much I think of this young man, and I just want him to get his shit together and go out there and put on that damn performance that we know he can put on.
Speaking of putting his shit together, what does he have to do for these next 6 to 7 weeks, in addition to training in Colorado, to walk in that ring July 29th?
Adrian's got to be Adrian, and this is what I'm saying, is that Adrian Broner is that good. Y'all just, we see spurts of it.
Well, DeMarco's made us all a fan. DeMarco, when he fought DeMarco, made us all a fan.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, a lot of times, again, people, not to make excuses, but you never know what people going through and all of it, and that's water under the bridge because you got to give your props because you got the opportunity when that bell rings, you got to go in there and handle your business. And if you don't do that, then that's what it is. But come July 29th, I think you're going to see that same Adrian Broner, the one that's breaking cats down, real slick with it, you know what I'm saying? And where he just having fun in the ring. We're having fun. And I know that, again, that guy over there, he got a tremendous trainer. Trainer can't get in there and fight for him, you know? And they thinking in their mind that, oh, and just some of the comments that I'm reading, it's like, oh, about, it's like, y'all got this dude fucked up. Y'all got this whole perception thing when it comes to Broner because it's all based upon just the perception of, and we know Adrian's had his stuff going on outside, but
why should we believe him now?
Why should we believe him now? Because of what he got sitting over there in front of him. He got a guy that he knows is coming at him, and it's a little different from when you from these environments where we from. When it comes